Established in 1963 by Mr. Cliff Bertrand, Abilene Wildcats Athletic Club celebrates 60 years as a premier track club in Trinidad and Tobago this year. It's the Diamond Jubilee, and this morning we welcome some members of the committee and the chairman to join us. Well, via Zoom the chairman joins us, but we have some members of the committee here with us in person. Let me say good morning to Mr. Shedley Branch, president of the Abilene Wildcats and a member of the Abilene Jubilee Committee.
Good morning.
Mervyn Lewis, former coach and member of the Jubilee Committee, as well as the chairman and member of the Jubilee Committee, Mr. Andrew Bruce, via Zoom. Good morning to you, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thanks.
Not a problem. I want to start with you, Mr. Bruce, since you're via Zoom. Can you give us a brief history of the Abilene Wildcats Athletic Club?
Wow, brief. 60 years.
As brief as you can.
At one time in the 60s, Arima had a club called Arima Track Club. That got silenced. And then Cliff Bertrand decided, hey, we need a club back in Arima. And in 63, he started that club. What happened is that you now had to take people from Burnley, Hampton, Rangers, bring them back to Arima. And they all said, hey, we coming back to Arima. And the club started in Arima, wearing the Arima colors, yellow and blue. Mm-hmm. And when Cliff started, he brought a whole lot of new innovations in track and field in Trinidad and Tobago. Mm-hmm. And since then to now, we have been a force to reckon with. We now have about 19 Olympians from the track club representing Trinidad and Tobago 27 times.
Wow. That is definitely something to be proud of. I know that quite a few of your members would have also received a national medals just in 2022 alone. Mm-hmm. I think you had about 6 of them, 6 athletes who received.
Yes, 6.
Yes,
yeah.
Hummingbird, yes, gold and silver.
Yeah, I see the Hummingbird gold, the Hummingbird silver as well. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to the club. I mean, we're celebrating the Diamond Jubilee this year. Let me come in studio to find out what are some of the plans for this celebration.
Okay, cool, thanks. So this year in August, when we were founded, we're going to be hosting a grand gala event, mm-hmm. our Diamond Jubilee Awards event, on the weekend of August 4th to 6th. Right, so we're going to be having that. Mm-hmm. We're going to be inviting our alumni, all former athletes, all former coaches, to come out face-to-face tomorrow at the Arima Boys Government School, mm-hmm. So to hear about our plans and what we intend on doing during that weekend of celebrations.
Okay, so tomorrow we having a big meeting.
Yes.
So everybody will be, it's like an AGM almost.
Yeah, I mean, we're bringing back some of the guys, you know what I mean? Some of the guys that used to run, mm-hmm. you know what I mean, who used to coach, used to be part, just members and who used to support Abilene from back in the day all right through to current. Mm-hmm. Yes, we've had Zoom meetings and whatnot, but sometimes it's good to bring them face to face and talk about it and whatnot.
And have that interaction. Mm-hmm. You have other plans as well, I understand, in June to have the games. Tell me about the games.
Well, usually we've had the Abilene Wildcats Classic.
Right.
And with the passing of Dion Lendo,
who was a member of the Abilene Wildcats as well.
Let me go back a little bit. That Cliff initiated Abilene and mm-hmm. brought it into focus.
Right.
And we performed well over the years, and we had a fall where there was nothing going on. Mm-hmm. And then we came on to where Coach Charlie Joseph, who received a notable award for his service as coach for Trinidad and Tobago,
right.
and Dion, they took up the helm. And I refer to that as the Renaissance period, where the club began to rise again under these two people. And with the passing of Dion, who was a member of our committee, mm-hmm. We then had to move on, and the person who took the helm as the new birth, as it were, is Richards. Jareem Richards. Yeah. He has taken, so we are looking to see him take the club to new heights. So we are sort of going into remarketing the club. So this is where we are moving now, and this is part of that movement with the celebration.
Yeah.
Andrew Bruce, I just wanted to touch a little bit on running a club like Abilene, sorry, Abilene Wildcats. I would imagine that, I mean, there'll be some challenges along the way. I often hear people complain about, you know, not enough resources to be able to do some of the things that you would need to do. But we've seen Olympians come out of the club. We've seen, you know, people being able to go abroad and represent Trinidad and Tobago. Like yourself, who've been to the Olympics, representing Trinidad and Tobago as well. So let me know what some of the challenges are that you guys would have been facing and how you've been able to overcome some of them.
Well, challenges. You know, we had the Arima Velodrome. Cliff actually, I understand, was instrumental in speaking to Mayor Percy Cesar back in the 70s. And that got started. That was the first all-weather track in Trinidad and Tobago. Mm-hmm. And that is now in disrepair. So you have, you know, athletes having to train literally on a hard surface. We did interviews with about 60 athletes from, you know, the 60s to now. And when you hear the stories of how these athletes come to the club or why they come to the club, poverty, they come into food and that kind of stuff, but still rising to represent Trinidad and Tobago. So you have, you know, nutrition, you have finances, you have poor facilities, but yet still, these athletes have risen to the challenge to represent the country and to better themselves and their lives, you know, receive scholarships and go abroad. We have people now who have come from poverty, now having a, you know, a doctorate and working for cities all over the United States. Mm-hmm. Some of them have come back home and, you know, started their profession. There have been challenges, but, you know, it's the resilience of the people and their desire to persevere. And that's kind of the motto for the club when Cliff started it as well.
Fantastic. I mean, what do you see the role, Mr. President, what do you see the role of the club being in terms of shaping generations to come?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because clubs like Abilene, and not just Abilene, but all the clubs that participate in sports and track and field in particular, given the prominence that track and field has had and how we've performed regionally, worldwide, and given the crime situation today, the fact that we have been able over the last 60 years to produce at such a rate athletes that have been able to represent Trinidad, have been able to use the sport as a springboard, right, to rise out of poverty or just get an education or to find meaningful employment and whatnot. I mean, one of our volunteer coaches, we call him 007 because his name is Roger Moore, right? Mentioned that we had four athletes just recently passed out of the Army recently. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's in addition to the sport and the benefit that sports bring, right? We're generating and we're helping to contribute to meaningful citizenry to Trinidad and Tobago.
Because you have to learn certain disciplines to be a part of it anyway, right?
Correct.
So you learn discipline, how to train, nutrition, how to behave, how to work as a team.
Correct, that's right. I mean, these guys train tremendously hard, right? I mean, I often joke that what if I had to do now what we did then, you know what I mean? I mean, all of us would be by the hospital. You know what I mean? They train tremendously hard to get into the shape. When you see Jareem and Asa Guevara and Gerard Elcock and Che Lara and those kind of guys and Kyle Groh, that is years of preparation, hard training and whatnot to get to that pinnacle. And oftentimes, unfortunately, they don't receive the recognition that they truly deserve. You know what I mean? Andrew started to talk about our facilities, and unfortunately that is a major thing because, I mean, while, you know, one could say you could just put on some shoes and run anywhere. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is that it causes a lot of discomfort.
And it can damage your body.
Correct. And if it is that you're going to get ready for that international level, you need a proper facility to train. And unfortunately, our home is originally at the Arima Velodrome. I remember fondly running under lights in the Arima Velodrome. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. And that, unfortunately, that has gone away.
Yeah, but we know we have maintenance problems in Trinidad.
Yeah.
We have to find a way to be able to solve them. I want to say though, congratulations on 60 years. I think that is definitely a feat, and I hope that you guys are able to continue the tradition and pass it on to whoever is next to come.
Yep.
So congratulations to the entire club, the entire team. I want to thank you gentlemen so much for joining us this morning and celebrating. I know you have a year celebrations ahead, starting with the meeting this weekend, so you definitely want to reach out and be a part of it. Can I get the social media before we go?
Sure. We're on Facebook, Instagram, right? Anyone looking to reach us can get us on email as well.
What's the email address?
Abilene Wildcats AC at gmail.com.
Right.
As I said, find us on typical social media. You could come and look for us, right? We train both at the Arima Velodrome still and at the Larigome Stadium, mostly at the Larigome Stadium these days.
Yeah, because better facilities.
Better
maintained.
Better.
I go stop. Gentlemen, congratulations on 6 years. Thank you so much for joining me. Mr. Bruce, thank you for waking up early this morning and joining us via Zoom as well. And do enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the year of celebrations.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
We'll take a quick break and come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stick around.